Good morning, everyone.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning,
Good
ma'am.
morning. Student. Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Children, today you will continue revision of chapter combustion. Yesterday you had read how can we control fire, and you had also read about what is the consequence of incomplete combustion of fuel, and then you had read about the flame, diagram of flame, and what happens in each zone of the flame is very important. You have already read. And some activities are related to different zones like non-luminous zone, luminous zone, and dark zone. You have read that in the dark zone, wax vapors are produced. Activity is given in your book that is very important. You burn a candle, put it at the tabletop, and you bring one glass rod and put it in the dark zone of the candle flame. Then you will see, children, that this glass tube is filled with what? Do you remember? Glass tube is filled with what? Wax vapors. You remember yesterday I had explained the activity. Okay, so children, you can say that in the dark zone, there is presence of wax vapor. Unburnt wax vapors are present in the dark zone. Because when you introduce one glass tube in the dark zone, you will see that the glass tube is filled with vapors, and that vapor is grayish white in color. That is wax vapor. Grayish white vapor is present in the glass tube, and that is wax vapor. So in the dark zone, unburnt wax vapors are produced, and this is the coldest zone of the candle flame. Okay, children? Which one is the coldest zone of the candle flame? Dark zone. What is produced in the dark zone? Underline in the book. What is produced in the dark zone? Unburnt wax vapors are produced by the molten wax in the dark zone. Have you underlined?
Yes, ma'am.
It is very important activity. When you burn one candle and introduce one glass tube in the dark zone of the candle flame, that glass tube is filled with grayish fume, and this grayish white vapor is the vapor of what? Molten wax is producing grayish white fume that is filled in the glass tube. So it is activity that shows that in the dark zone, unburnt wax vapors are given off by the molten wax. Okay, and it is the coldest part of the candle flame. Next, you will see, children, that in the middle zone, the temperature is moderate. This temperature is lesser than non-luminous zone and more than dark zone. It is moderately hot, middle zone, which is also known as luminous zone. And this luminous zone, in this luminous zone, again you can see children, when you burn one candle and put one glass slide in the luminous zone, then you will see a circle, and that circle is of black color, and that is unburned carbon particle. Okay, so in the middle zone, which is called luminous zone, unburned carbon particles are produced. You can see the diagram. When you put the glass slide, the portion which was in the middle zone, in that portion, you will see a dark black circle. And that dark black circle is the circle of unburned carbon particles. And in the middle, it is clear. There is no deposition of carbon particle, because this part of the glass slide was not in that region. Okay, so you will see children that the center of the ring does not contain any carbon particles, because this part was kept in the dark inner zone. आप एक कैंडल को जला के रखिए टेबल पे, और उस कैंडल में डिफरेंट जोन्स हैं फ्लेम के. आपने पढ़ा है कि कैंडल के फ्लेम में 3 जोन हैं. सबसे बाहर वाला जोन नॉन ल्यूमिनस जोन है, मिडिल वाला जोन ल्यूमिनस जोन है, और सबसे अंदर में जोन है उसको इनर जोन कहते हैं. ठीक है, नॉन ल्यूमिनस जोन में सबसे ज्यादा टेम्परेचर होता है, ल्यूमिनस जोन मॉडरेटली हॉट होता है, और यहाँ पर अनबर्न कार्बन पार्टिकल्स प्रोड्यूस होता है. जब आप कैंडल को जलाते हैं और एक ग्लास स्लाइड को रखते हैं मिडिल जोन में या ल्यूमिनस जोन में, तो आप देखिएगा कि चारों तरफ से एक ब्लैक सर्कल बन गया है. सर्कल जो है वो ब्लैक कलर का है, क्योंकि वहां पर अनबर्न कार्बन पार्टिकल्स डिपॉजिट हुआ है. और बीच में जो है, सर्कल के बीच में बिल्कुल क्लियर है, क्योंकि वो पार्ट ग्लास स्लाइड का वो कहाँ पर था, डार्क जोन में था, इनर जोन में था, इसलिए वहां पर कार्बन पार्टिकल्स नहीं प्रोड्यूस हुआ है, इसलिए वहां पर कार्बन डिपॉजिट नहीं है. तो ये 2 एक्टिविटी आपने पढ़ा. थर्ड एक्टिविटी में आप देखिएगा कि ल्यूमिनस जोन इज द हॉटेस्ट जोन where the temperature is about 1300 degrees Celsius. ल्यूमिनस जोन में टेम्परेचर सबसे ज्यादा होता है, हॉटेस्ट जोन है, और यहाँ पर लगभग 1300 डिग्री सेल्सियस टेम्परेचर रहता है. अब इसको प्रूफ करने के लिए फिर से आप एक कैंडल को जलाइए और एक कॉपर का वायर रखिए नॉन ल्यूमिनस जोन में, तो आप देखिएगा कि वो कॉपर वायर बिल्कुल रेड हॉट हो जाता है. क्यों होता है रेड हॉट? क्योंकि वहां पर टेम्परेचर बहुत ज्यादा है. तो ये क्या दिखा रहा है कि रेड हॉट क्यों हो रहा है? क्योंकि यहाँ पर टेम्परेचर सबसे ज्यादा है. तो विच वन इज द हॉटेस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द कैंडल फ्लेम? विच जोन इज द
Non-luminous.
hottest zone? Non-luminous zone. Can you show it with an activity? Yes, very simple. Burn one candle and put one copper wire in the non-luminous zone of the candle flame. Then you will see children, this copper wire turns red hot, which indicates that non-luminous zone is the hottest zone of the candle flame. Here the temperature is about 1300 degrees Celsius. Am I clear? Did you understand, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Children, have you noticed when the goldsmith makes the ornaments, they use a blowpipe? Okay, that gold is given different shapes by melting. How this gold melts? Goldsmith uses a blowpipe on the flame of the candle, and what happens? He puts the blowpipe on the non-luminous zone, where the temperature is 1300 degrees Celsius approximately, and this heat can melt the gold, and goldsmith can give different shapes to the gold. So this non-luminous part of the candle flame is very important for making jewelry of gold. ठीक है, आप लोग देखिएगा कि जो गोल्ड स्मिथ होते हैं सोनार, वो गोल्ड को बहुत सारे शेप में बनाते हैं और वो क्या करते हैं इसके लिए, तो उनके पास जो लैंप होता है उसके फ्लेम को वो ब्लो पाइप से फूकते हैं, तो वो फ्लेम कहाँ रहता है, वो रहता है नॉन ल्यूमिनस जोन में, और यहाँ पर हीट बहुत ज्यादा रहता है और यही हीट चला जाता है गोल्ड को मेल्ट कराने के लिए, और इस तरह से गोल्ड स्मिथ जो है गोल्ड को डिफरेंट शेप्स दे सकता है, अलग अलग शेप का ऑर्नामेंट बना सकता है। तो विच पार्ट ऑफ द फ्लेम इज यूज्ड बाय द गोल्ड स्मिथ to shape different types of ornaments by the gold? It is non-luminous part. Okay. Goldsmith uses a lamp. एक लैंप रहता है उनके पास, आपने नोटिस नहीं किया होगा, अब आप देखिएगा। Goldsmith uses a lamp and he uses one blow pipe. पाइप में ब्लो करता है, फूकता है, तो क्या करता है, that blow pipe is kept in the non-luminous part of the lamp. And that non-luminous part gives very high heat to the gold and the gold melts and goldsmith can make different shapes of the gold. So which part of the lamp is used by the goldsmith to give the gold shape? Can you say?
Non-luminous.
Non-luminous part. What is the temperature of non-luminous part of the gold?
1300 degrees Celsius.
Yes, it is about 1300 degree Celsius. ठीक है? All these three activities which are related to different is very important. ये तीनों एक्टिविटीज में बताइए, ये काफी इम्पोर्टेंट है। फर्स्ट एक्टिविटी में आपने क्या देखा, एक कैंडल फ्लेम को जलाते हैं, एक ग्लास पाइप को हम लोग रखते हैं, ग्लास ट्यूब को डार्क जोन में, तो उसमें भर जाता है व्हाइट वेपर, ग्रेस व्हाइट वेपर, और ये क्या है, वैक्स वेपर है। ठीक है, ये मोल्टन वैक्स से प्रोड्यूस होता है। दूसरा एक्टिविटी आपने देखा जिसमें देखा कि अनबर्न्ड कार्बन पार्टिकल्स डिपॉजिट हो जाता है स्लाइड के ऊपर, एक सर्कल बन जाता है ब्लैक कलर का, जहाँ पर कि अनबर्न्ड कार्बन पार्टिकल्स रहता है, और बीच में कोई ब्लैक कलर का डिपॉजिट नहीं है। ठीक है, और लास्ट में आपने थर्ड में आपने देखा कि नॉन ल्यूमिनस जोन हॉटेस्ट जोन है, क्योंकि जब आप एक कॉपर वायर नॉन ल्यूमिनस जोन में रखते हैं तो ये बिल्कुल रेड हॉट हो जाता है, और इसी जोन का यूज करते हैं गोल्डस्मिथ का ऑर्नामेंट्स बनाते हैं। वो एक लैंप यूज करते हैं और एक ब्लो पाइप यूज करते हैं। ब्लो पाइप से जब वो ब्लो करते हैं तो फ्लेम का नॉन ल्यूमिनस पार्ट जो है वो चला जाता है गोल्ड के ऊपर, वहाँ टेम्परेचर काफी हाई रहता है और वो गोल्ड को मेल्ट कराकर अलग-अलग शेप में बना सकते हैं।
ठीक है, मत खाना।
Did you understand, children?
तुमको तो पता है, मुझे नहीं मिलता तभी भी मैं शेयर करती। तुमको पता है ना, मुझे अगर नहीं मिलता तो भी मैं शेयर करती तुमको।
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now some background sound is coming. Then I will mute you.
मैम म्यूट कर दीजिए मैम।
Next topic is calorific value, fuel and calorific value. I had discussed earlier what is calorific value. When you burn unit mass of a fuel, you get certain amount of heat energy. Okay, and that amount of heat energy is called calorific value of a fuel. Okay, when 1 kilogram of a fuel is burnt in pure air, then certain amount of heat energy is produced, that is called calorific value of a fuel. For instance, when you burn 1 kilogram of coal, you get 30,000 kilojoule per kilogram. Okay, when you burn 1 kilogram of coal, you get 30,000 kilojoule heat energy. Similarly, when you burn 1 kilogram of wood, you get 20,000 kilojoule by burning 1 kilogram of wood. So this 30,000 kilojoule per kilogram or 20,000 kilojoule per kilogram is the calorific value of coal and wood respectively. Did you understand? We express calorific value of a fuel in kilojoule per kilogram. Are you following, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, the next topic is fuel characteristics of a good fuel. What is the characteristic of good fuel? Do you know? A good fuel has high calorific value and it has low ignition temperature. It is easy to handle, easy to store, and it is easily available. Okay. Next, you will see, children, they do not produce any residue after burning. When you burn wood, it produces ash. But when you burn LPG, does it produce any ash? No, because it is a good fuel. So, a good fuel does not produce any residue after burning. And they produce less pollutant. And they do not cause much air pollution because they are cleaner fuels. Gaseous fuels are comparatively cleaner fuels. They do not cause much pollution in our environment. Okay, they do not produce harmful gases after burning. So you have seen they have a lower ignition temperature, they have higher calorific value, they are readily available, they are easy to store, they are easy to transport. Okay, they do not produce any residue after burning. All these are, and their combustion is controllable. We can control the combustion, and we can, the combustion is also complete. Combustion is complete and controllable. We can control it and the combustion is also complete. So all these are the characteristics of a good fuel. Okay. If you compare solid, liquid and gaseous fuels, which is the best fuel? Gaseous fuels are the best fuels because on burning they do not produce any harmful gases. They do not leave behind residue on burning and they can be transported through pipeline and we can ignite them with a small spark. They have high calorific value, they have less ignition temperature. Did you understand, children? This is very important question. Why gaseous fuels are the best fuels in comparison to solid and liquid fuels? There are some characteristics of gaseous fuels. Like gaseous fuels can be transported through pipeline. Gaseous fuels have high calorific value. Gaseous fuels have less or low ignition temperature and they do not produce harmful gases on burning. They do not leave behind any residue after burning. Okay, and we can ignite them even with a small spark. We can use lighter and we can use LPG. So we can ignite them with a small spark. That is why gaseous fuels are the best fuels. Did you understand?
मैम आवाज आ रही है कैसे?
Okay, I will
बैकग्राउंड
mute
साउंड आ
now.
रहा है.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Children, next topic is harmful effects of fuels. When fuels are incompletely burned, incomplete combustion of fuel like coal, wood, etc., they produce harmful gases like carbon monoxide, which may cause respiratory problem or which may cause even death of the person due to suffocation. So this is the harmful effect of fuel. Similarly, when some fuels like coal, petrol, etc. are burnt, they release unburnt carbon particles in the atmosphere, and these unburnt particles, carbon particles, can cause pollution in the air. Burning of fossil fuels like coal, petrol, diesel, etc. cause air pollution. You have read in chapter air pollution also, causes of air pollution. Burning of fossil fuels like coal, petrol, diesel, etc. cause air pollution. You have read incomplete combustion of fuel causes what? Respiratory disease like asthma, bronchitis, and it may also cause suffocation, and due to suffocation we may die. So this carbon monoxide gas is produced by incomplete combustion, and it is very harmful for our health. Okay, now next you will see, children, that combustion of fuels like coal, petrol produce carbon dioxide gas. When coal is burnt, it produces carbon dioxide gas, and this carbon dioxide has the ability to trap the heat of the sun, and the temperature of the earth's surface increases. It is called global warming. Did you understand? जब हम लोग कोयले को जलाते हैं तो कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस निकलता है, और ये कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड गैस क्या है? ग्रीन हाउस गैस। क्या करता है? ये सन के हीट को ट्रैप करता है और अर्थ के एटमॉस्फेयर से फिर बाहर नहीं जाने देता है, जिसकी वजह से अर्थ के सरफेस का टेम्परेचर काफी बढ़ जाता है, जिसको हम लोग ग्लोबल वार्मिंग कहते हैं। ठीक है, और कोल को जलाने से कभी कभी सल्फर कंटेनिंग कोल होता है, उसको जलाने से सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस निकलता है। ठीक है, कभी कभी डीजल को भी जलाने से सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस निकलता है। ठीक है ना, और ये सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस रिएक्ट्स विथ रैन वाटर एंड इट फॉर्म्स सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड। So you can say, children, that burning of fuels may cause acid rain. Burning of which fuel? Coal and diesel produces sulfur dioxide gas. Quite clear? Burning of sulfur containing coal and burning of diesel produces sulfur dioxide gas. And this sulfur dioxide dissolves in rainwater and it forms sulfuric acid. And this sulfuric acid comes in the rainwater. Rainwater is slightly acidic, but when it becomes more acidic, then it is called acid rain. And acid rain is very harmful for water bodies like river, pond, etc. Because when acid rain is in the river water or pond water, then it is very harmful for aquatic plants and animals. Okay, so this acid rain may also corrode buildings made of marble, causes corrosion of marble buildings. So it is also called marble cancer. Do you remember, children, marble cancer?
Yes, ma'am.
Acid rain can cause corrosion of metals. It can cause corrosion of marble buildings. Like nowadays, Taj Mahal is getting yellow. Why? Due to acid rain. So how this acid rain is produced? You have seen when sulfur containing coal is burnt in thermal power station to produce coal electricity, or when diesel is burnt. In both the cases, sulfur dioxide gas is produced, and this sulfur dioxide gas reacts with rainwater and forms sulfuric acid. So acid rain is produced by burning of fuels like coal and diesel. Okay, so you have to keep in mind, due to burning of fuels, what happens? Respiratory disease. Next thing you have read, what happens? Air pollution. Next thing you have read, what happens? Global warming. And lastly, you have read acid rain. Any problem? All the points you should keep in your mind. What points I have said? Air pollution, then respiratory problem like asthma, bronchitis. Third, you have read global warming, and lastly, you have read
Acid rain.
acid. All these are the consequences of burning of fuels, harmful effects of fuels. Okay. Should I explain again, or you have followed me?
Ma'am followed.
ओके, तो ये सारे पॉइंट को आपको दिमाग में रखना है कि जब हम लोग कोल और वुड को जलाते हैं, अगर इनकम्प्लीट कंबशन होता है तो सूट ऐड हो जाता है, कार्बन पार्टिकल्स ऐड होता है, अनबर्न कार्बन पार्टिकल्स एटमॉस्फेयर में, और एयर पॉल्यूशन होता है। फिर आपने देखा कि अगर हम फॉसिल फ्यूल्स को जलाते हैं, कोल, पेट्रोलियम, नेचुरल गैस, तो क्या प्रोड्यूस होता है? CO2, और वो भी एयर पॉल्यूशन कॉज करता है। फिर आपने देखा कि अगर हम कोल को जलाते हैं तो ये CO2 क्या करता है? ये सन के हीट को ट्रैप करता है, और फिर अर्थ के एटमॉस्फेयर से जो है वो हीट को रेडिएट नहीं होने देता है। अर्थ एटमॉस्फेयर का, अर्थ के सरफेस का टेम्परेचर बढ़ जाता है, जिसको हम लोग ग्लोबल वार्मिंग कहते हैं। और आपने पढ़ा एसिड रेन। एसिड रेन कैसे होता है? तो जब आप सल्फर कंटेनिंग कोल को जलाया जाता है थर्मल पावर स्टेशन में, कोल इलेक्ट्रिसिटी प्रोड्यूस करने के लिए, या डीजल को जब जलाते हैं तो सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस रिलीज होता है, और ये सल्फर डाइऑक्साइड गैस रेन वाटर से रिएक्ट करके सल्फ्यूरिक एसिड बनाता है ना। तो ये रेन वाटर में एसिड आ जाता है, इसलिए हम लोग इसको एसिड रेन कहते हैं। और एसिड रेन सबके लिए हार्मफुल है, एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स के लिए भी और नॉन लिविंग थिंग के लिए। जैसे मॉन्यूमेंट्स जो मार्बल के बने हुए हैं, जैसे ताजमहल, या फिर इसके लिए हार्मफुल है मेटल्स। मेटल्स के लस्टर को कम कर देता है, कोरोड कर देता है, इसलिए एसिड रेन भी काफी हार्मफुल। ठीक है, तो आपका चैप्टर कंप्लीट हो गया, एंड ऑल ऑफ यू विल लर्न ऑल द टॉपिक्स ऑफ द चैप्टर, बिकॉज ऑल द टॉपिक्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अब मैं एक बार आपको फिर से बता देती हूँ इम्पोर्टेंट थिंग्स ऑफ द चैप्टर। ठीक है, व्हाट इज कंबशन? क्वेश्चन को आराम से सुनिए और नोट भी कर सकते हैं। व्हाट इज कंबशन? व्हाट आर द कंडीशंस ऑफ कंबशन? ठीक है, मेंशन डिफरेंट टाइप्स ऑफ कंबशन। व्हाट आर द मेथड्स टू कंट्रोल fire? Okay, what are the methods to control fire? What is the reaction of soda acid fire extinguisher? What is flame? What is the harmful effect of incomplete combustion? What are the different zones of a candle flame and the activities related to different zones of the candle flame? What is calorific value? What are the characteristics of a good fuel? And what are the harmful effects of burning of fuel? In which you have read global warming, acid rain, etc. Okay, children, with this your division of this chapter is complete. Now you have to give the answer of the question. Now I will raise question, you have to give the answer. Why are gaseous fuels considered better than liquid or solid fuels? You have to turn on your video and then you have to give the answer. Why are gaseous fuels considered better than solid and liquid fuels? Jyoti Prakash Raman, 8C, give the answer. Jyoti Prakash Raman, give the answer. Why gaseous fuels are considered better than solid and liquid fuel? Very important question. Jyoti Prakash, Prince Raj, give the answer. 8C, Prince Raj, answer the question. Kumar Anshu, 8B, give the answer. Turn on your video. Why gaseous fuels are considered better than solid and liquid fuels?
Gaseous fuels are supplied in cylinders, hence their cost of transportation gets lowered. Gaseous fuels have high calorific value and low ignition temperature. Gaseous fuels produce a large amount of heat energy.
Yes, correct. Now, Ayush Ratan, you have to give the answer. What are the harmful effects of burning of fuels?
The burning of solid fuels such as coal and woods release unburned carbon particles. Then these carbon particles, when mixed up with air, it pollutes the air. Incomplete combustion of fuels release carbon monoxide gas, which is poisonous gas. It can cause breathing problems as well as some respiratory problems also. Burning of coal and wood produces carbon dioxide, which traps the heat that raise the temperature of the earth, which causes global warming. And the burning of coal and wood also release sulfur dioxide. When these gases mixed up with air causes acid rain, which is harmful for both living and non-living things such as Taj Mahal and aquatic animals.
Very good. Very good. Now, next question is to be answered by Aditi Sinha, 8C. Define the term combustible material and give two examples of combustible material. Aditi Sinha.
Yes, ma'am. A material which, on heating in the presence of air, catches fire easily and produce heat and light energy is called combustible material. The two example of combustible material is combustible material. Fuel.
Examples.
Coal
Aditi
and
Sinha,
wood.
two examples.
Example are coal and wool.
Okay, very good. Now, next answer is to be given by next student, that is Kumari Srishti, 8B. Kumari Srishti, define calorific value of a fuel.
The energy produced by burning 1 kilogram of a fuel is known as calorific value of a fuel.
What is the calorific value of coal and wood?
Ma'am, repeat your question.
What is the calorific value of coal and wood?
The calorific value of coal is 30,000 kilojoule, whereas the calorific value of wood is 20,000 kilojoule.
Kilojoule per kilogram. It is expressed in kilojoule per kilogram. Okay. Why
Yes,
is water not used in controlling electrical fires?
as water is a help in is a good conductor of electricity. That's why it is not used in the fire which are made by electric current.
Okay, correct. Now, next question. What are the three conditions that are needed for combustion to take place? Anamika 8C. Vandana 8B. Give the answer.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
are the conditions required for
The three
combustion to take place?
the three conditions that are required for combustion to take place are: first, there must be a combustible substance; second, there must be a continuous supply of oxygen or air; third, the temperature should be above the ignition temperature of the combustible material.
Very good. Now, next question is, why do we say that burning of fuels can cause health hazard? Sarika 8C. Vaibhav Kumar. Ananya Singh
Ma'am, can I,
8C. Give the
Ma'am,
answer.
may I answer?
Ananya Singh, why do
ma'am,
we say
can I,
that burning of fuels can cause health hazard? Ananya Singh, turn on your video. Ananya Singh, give the answer. Why do we say that burning of fuels can cause health hazard? Why do we say burning of fuels
Ma'am,
can cause health hazard?
ma'am, may I?
Ma'am, may I answer?
Ma'am, can I,
Ananya,
Aditya?
are you? Ananya Singh, 8C, can you give the answer? Say yes or no. Okay, Priyanshu, give the answer. 8B, Priyanshu.
Yes, ma'am. We can say that burning of fuels can cause health hazard because burning of fuels produces poisonous gas like carbon monoxide, and when we inhale this carbon monoxide, it combines um, with our hemoglobin and form carbohemoglobin, and it will
Carboxyhemoglobin.
carboxyl hemoglobin, and it is stop transportation of oxygen, and due to suffocation we can die. So it is also causing health hazard, and it also cause air pollution. When unburned carbon particles are produced, it is added to the atmosphere and it causes air pollution, and due to which air pollution we may suffer from several respiratory diseases like asthma, etc.
Very good, wonderful.
Thank you,
Now,
ma'am.
next question is,